Hey ladies. So I have actually gotten a lot of requests about my experience in the Dominican Republic and just how it all came about, what everything that I experienced while I was there, and then my post-op experience. So I figured why not and just make this a video. Um, I wish that I could have had a video like this. You all did post great videos for the people who have videos on YouTube. However, I couldn't find a video with my specific doctor, and I feel like that would have been way more helpful during my experience. So I figured why not. So my doctor was Dr. Jairo Ulario. Um, he's not he's pretty popular, but he's not as popular as like Dr. Cabral, Dr. Duran. And so I'm pretty sure that's why there wasn't a video. So I'd just like to make this video for the people that plan on going to Dr. Ulario, or the people that don't even know who they want to go to yet. I highly recommend Dr. Ulario. He is a um he's just a overall like a very good doctor. He takes really good care of his patients. Jeez, I can't even talk. He takes really good care of his patients. I was able to network a little bit with the ladies that I met in the waiting room when I went in there for my pre-op appointment. So that was very helpful. I heard nothing but good reviews from the post-op ladies there that I met. I met actually about 5 or even more. All really good reviews, all said the same thing. Very careful, very attentive, took really good care of us post-op. Overall, just a great doctor. He will not do a surgery on you if he's not comfortable, whether it's your physical health, or whether it's your hemoglobin levels. So be very cognizant of that. Make sure that you're taking all your vitamins before you go. Make sure that you're completely honest on your pre-op questionnaire, because he will check all of that. He's not just any type of doctor that's willing to do anything because of money. He's very strict on his rules, and to me that's really important, and it's a really good sign. It made me feel just that much more comfortable before my surgery. So to backtrack a little bit, I decided to do my Dominican Republic surgery, well, my surgery in the Dominican Republic, very last minute. I didn't know anybody like personally who had gone. I'm a very adventurous type of person. I like to take risks. So I kind of just went for it. I just went off the videos off YouTube. What I did is I went onto Surgery Coordinator on Instagram. I filled out their questionnaire. I check box. So on the questionnaire, you can check box like all the quotes that you want from the different doctors. Like I said, I didn't know anybody who had gotten surgery there personally. So I just checked on all the doctors because I didn't know who I was going to go to. So I clicked on all the doctors. I got plenty of quotes. I'm going to name off a few quotes that I did receive just because I know a lot of ladies out there want to know around how much these doctors are quoting. So I will give you that. I'm only, like I said, I got quotes for every single doctor. However, it's going to take way too long. If you guys have questions, you guys can DM me, and I'm more than happy to share those quotes. I'm only going to share the quotes that from doctors that are pretty popular. So for a quote, mind you, this was last year, so I had to go and dig in my emails. So Dr. Mora is pretty popular, so I will name him off. So my quote for him, mind you, I got a quote for a tummy tuck, like a liposculpture, and a BBL. So for Dr. Mora, he quoted me at $4,500. Now, mind you that every doctor quotes differently. And what I mean by that is, so anesthesia, surgical assistance, the socks, the faja, EKG, the first night in the hospital. all the doctors quote that differently. So, like, for example, Dr. Mora quoted me 4,500. And that did not include the mandatory insurance, which is $160. It didn't include the post-op medication, which is about $200. The blood transfusion, which is $250. But that is refundable if you end up not needing it. And then the second garment, which is $150. And of course, that doesn't include any extra areas, for example, your arms, thighs, things like that, as far as lipo goes. So that'll add a few hundred if you opt to do that last minute. Also, that does not include obviously your plane ticket, your stay, all the extra stuff that you end up needing, your massages, that does not include. So every doctor quotes that differently. So be very, very cognizant when it comes to that. When you do receive those quotes, look at that. They will give you a list of the things that it does not include. Add that into whatever money bank you're saving up for. And make sure that you have a cushion. So, for example, thank God everything went well with me. However, I did meet quite a few people that ended up having to stay an extra few nights. So, be aware of that. You might have to come up with extra money, if you end up having to stay a couple extra nights for some extra care, some extra medication. Keep in mind, just take as much money as you can. I'll just put it that way. But I'll stop rambling. So for Dr. Yealy, like I said, make sure you look at what the quote includes. But overall, she quoted me 5,100. So she was a little more. Still stupid cheap. I mean, you can't beat that. But she was a little more than Dr. Mora. Sabala, also a very good doctor. I got the pleasure of meeting him while I was there. Very great doctor. He quoted me at 4,200. Dr. Ulario, who I ended up going to, quoted me at 4,300. Very good doctor. Highly recommend him. And I'm sure you all want to know how much Duran quoted me. Keep in mind, she is a very popular doctor, so she is going to be a little more. She quoted me at 5,400. Like I said, still stupid cheap. You guys just go with, what I did was I went to each Instagram, looked at their befores and afters, and went with whichever doctor did, my body type more often. And so that's what I kind of looked at as well. And of course, look at reviews, look them up, do your research. Don't just go for the cheapest. Don't just go for, whoever you think is great. Like, actually do your research. It goes a long ways. And not only that, but you'll feel a lot more comfortable. It's already really scary leaving the country for especially a surgery. Mind you, I went by myself. So imagine how scary that was for me. I had never been to the Dominican Republic. I live in a small town with very closed-minded people. So I had to, I had to be more careful with as far as telling people. People are very hateful. And so that made it a lot harder on me too. And just do your research. Like I said, it's a very, very long journey. It's a very scary journey. And just do your research, guys. That's all I have to say. I'll give you guys one more quote. Like I said, if you guys want to know if I got quotes from any of the doctors that you guys are kind of looking into, just DM me. I can give you an estimate on how much I was quoted. But for Dr. Cabral, he quoted me around the same as Dr. Duran, which is 5,200. So that's all the quotes I'm going to give you guys for today. And also keep in mind that was a year ago. Actually, I think exactly a year ago. Yeah, so in February is when I got, January 30th is when I got all these quotes. So keep in mind they might have gone up, couple $100, even a couple thousand. And so it's still, like, you guys, it's still really cheap. Trust me, I looked into quotes here in the States, and it's just not even comes close. I will say, however, that I am going for round two. I'll talk more about that. But I am going for round two, and I'm thinking I'm going to go to Miami this year. But I'll talk more about that. But anyway, so as far as my surgery in the Dominican Republic, I'm sorry for rambling on, guys. There's just so much information. It's ridiculous. So like I said, I had just gone on to surgery coordinator, got all my quotes, and honestly, I just went with Dr. Hilario after doing all my research. This was very last minute. People thought I was freaking nuts for doing this. Sorry, guys, my phone is dying. I need to plug this in. And I look like poop. I just woke up. I had a really rough night last night. I went out and anyway, so what was I saying? Okay, so yeah, so I pretty much just, people thought I was crazy when I said that I was going to go to the Dominican Republic to get this done. Whatever, I'm adventurous. I don't care what people think. I had already made up my mind. And so I just went ahead. I just went for it. I went through a coordinator, and I highly recommend it because they set everything out for you. I know it's extra money, yada, 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 but it makes your life so much easier, honestly. Like, I highly recommend it. And it's only a couple $100 more, so it's, it's worth it. And so what I did was I paid my deposit when I was ready, when I had the money. I got with my coordinator. I scheduled a date. I highly recommend letting your employer know like ahead of time so that you can be sure that you can actually do it before you pay your deposit, because keep in mind, some doctors will not give you your deposit back, or you have to pay, you only get a portion of it. Some doctors, they will give you your deposit back depending on how early you change your appointment, or how early you cancel it. So keep in mind, get your everything, all your stuff figured out before you pay this deposit. I paid the deposit through surgery coordinator. I think I paid it through PayPal, which was very nice because you actually have like you have records of paying it, like you have like a receipt and everything like that. So that was really nice. I was really worried about that because I didn't want it to be some sketchy like transaction, you know what I mean? So that was cool. And then so after I paid my deposit, I was able to schedule my date. And my date was for May 3rd. Thankfully, I never had to change that, which was good. Like I said, get your orders in a fair before you do that so that you can avoid that that stressor. So I did that. I think in February, so it was only like 3 months post surgery that I scheduled my date. I know that a lot of doctors will not schedule anything like before 6 months. So they want to keep it in that 6-month window. I highly recommend scheduling as early as possible so that you get the date you want. So there's that. So anyway, I scheduled everything. Now when it came to actually packing, I honestly, like, I love my doctor. I highly recommend him, but I feel like they did fail a little bit to prep me. I had not heard from anybody on what to pack. I kind of just went off your guys' YouTube video, so I forgot their names. It's been a year, but thank you all who have posted post-op videos with what to pack. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, I literally, you guys are all I had. So thank you. And so pretty much as far as my packing went, I packed robes. I packed those long cotton skirts, and I packed tank tops. Pack tank tops, comfy tank tops. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Pack 5+ of them. You're gonna need them. Pack dresses, like just things that are very easy to put on, things that you can sleep in. Robes are like, will be your best friend. I highly recommend taking robes. I packed like those long skirts, like just like really saggy shirts. Honestly, robes is like what I wore though. Like for my neck surgery, that's all I'm gonna pack is just robes and like dresses, like just those comfy dresses. And what else? Slippers. Pack slippers, just comfy shoes, you guys. Don't pack like tennis shoes, all that stuff. You're gonna just want to slide on shoes and go, because nobody has time for that. Like, you're gonna be in so much freaking pain. You're just gonna want to be comfy. You're not gonna care what you look like. Or at least I didn't care what I looked like. I'm like, I'm going to my appointments in slippers and a freaking robe. I don't give a damn, because I was in so much pain. And I'm pretty sure like everybody that I saw in the waiting room, they all, like, everybody was in slippers and robes and dresses. So like nobody gives a shit, honestly, you guys. Like, don't go thinking that you're gonna like do your makeup, because like me, I packed all my makeup, like did all this stuff, and I didn't even do my makeup once there. Like, I might have like put on some mascara and like some foundation, but whatever, anyway, I'll stop rambling. And so, I packed just like robes, comfy clothes, slippers. I packed, what else did I pack? I bought a lot of sanitation stuff. So like sanitation wipes, um, like anything that you need to stay clean. Bird bath stuff. I brought like a loofah, just like things that I could just like wipe, or like wipe on my body and go. Wipies, bring wipies, bring wipies, bring wipies. Bring just anything you think you're gonna need. Just imagine yourself not taking a shower, everything that you would need to clean yourself up. I'll put it that way. So everybody has their own regimen. Mine was just wipies, wiping myself down, things like that. Bring pads, guys. I cannot stress this enough. Everyone that I met got their periods right after surgery. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it triggers, but the day after surgery, I got my period. So did my roommate. So please, you guys, bring pads, bring comfy stuff, bring sanitation stuff, hair ties, bobby pins, everything that you're gonna need to, like the obvious stuff, your brush, your toothpaste, your toothbrush. What else? I cannot help you guys on the packing stuff, just because that I feel like that's something that you do as you're doing it, and obviously I'm doing this video a year later, so I'm not really going to be able to help you guys with that. And every doctor and every recovery house requires different things. So I know some recovery houses provide it, and so honestly, as far as like the packing list, to be like the most prepared, I honestly wouldn't even go off the videos. Like, I would to a certain extent for the general stuff, but honestly, I would reach out to the recovery house and to your doctor to get the most accurate list, of what you're gonna need. And so anyway, I packed. I was off, you guys. Like, people were trying to stop me. They're like, please don't go, like, something bad's gonna happen or whatever. But I already had my mindset. And so I just packed and I left. And I was like crying on my way there because I was so scared, you guys. Like, it was the most nerve-wracking thing ever. And I just couldn't even, I was so tempted to just cancel everything and not even do it. But I'm like, no, like, I gotta do it. I already spent the money. I'm already at the airport. And so, you guys, like, if you get scared and you start getting cold feet, like, please just, if you're already that far into it, just go for it. Like, it's gonna change your life. Yeah, it's scary and there's risks, but there's risks for every surgery, not just because you're going to the Dominican Republic. You know what I mean? Like, just do it. Like, it's going to change your life. And so with that being said, obviously I went off. I ended up going, I had set up a driver. You guys, I highly recommend setting up a driver before you leave. Surgery coordinator, like I said, is very helpful with that. That's why I highly recommend going through them, because they will give you a listing of everything that you're going to need, which includes a driver. For my driver, I think I paid just a couple hundred. I think like $200, I think, or like $150. I really can't remember. It really wasn't much compared to the amount that I paid for the surgery. It's just like a couple extra $100 for a driver, you know. And so I did have an issue though when I arrived. He was not there. Apparently there was some communication issues with the recovery house and with the driver, and so I ended up having to wait like 20 minutes, which honestly, like, it was whatever. I was at the airport, so I wasn't as like scared to sit there and wait. But I was very uneasy. So finally the driver showed up. You guys, I highly recommend, please be careful. Like, if you schedule a driver, surgery coordinator will send you like a picture of the driver and like his name. Please like take a moment to like really take in what he looks like and like know his name, so that when that driver shows up at the airport, you can recognize him and like you can ask him his name and he can tell you his name instead of just jumping in a car. You guys, I highly recommend, please be careful. Like, take the extra few minutes to be aware of your surroundings and get to know people and like what they look like and like get their names, everything, because you're in a whole different, like, that's just anywhere, like, but especially because you're in a whole different country, just be careful. Always be on your P's and Q's. Like, just, I can't stress it enough, just be careful, you guys. So I was able to recognize my driver. I hopped in, super sweet, highly recommend him. I'll have to get his name for you guys because I honestly don't remember his name. You guys, he was very, very careful, like, the whole time. He was just the sweetest guy ever. And so he picked me up. He took me to the recovery house. The recovery house was like a half hour away from the airport, which isn't bad. I showed up. I stayed at Paradise Recovery House. They're really great. I highly recommend. However, I did have a few issues there. I'll get into that here in a minute. But so I showed up to my recovery house. I wish there would have been more of a warm welcome. They did cook me some food. I was able to eat when I got there. I was very hungry. Their food was great. But I didn't get to meet anyone. I showed up and the recovery house was dark, which I get it. Like, everybody, people are there recovering. Like, we don't want, a lot of noise or things like that. However, I wish that they would have given me a tour. That would have made me feel a little more comfortable, knowing where I was staying and like where everything was at. So that is one thing that I did not really like about the recovery house. They didn't really tell me what to expect either. I like to know what to expect, especially because it's such a new environment for me. So that was kind of a downer as well. So anyway, I got into my room after I got settled in. I met my roommate. My roommate was great. She had already gotten surgery, I think, a week prior to that. So I was able to ping some information off her because, mind you, I hadn't even spoke to my doctor at all. I didn't know what to expect. The day after I got some tests ran, everything was great. I spoke to my doctor, I got my pre-op stuff. He recommended that I did not get extra lipo. Actually, he would not do extra lipo. So he wouldn't do upper back lipo just because my hemoglobins were borderline, which was my fault. And honestly, I didn't go there expecting to get my upper back done anyway. So it was okay, cool, it's whatever. So that was cool, that he wouldn't do that. That made me feel more comfortable with him, honestly, because I knew that he wasn't just gonna half-ass me, or put me in danger. So that was like very comforting for me. And so anyway, I got all my testing done. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because I feel like I'm rambling on way too much and this video is dragging on. So fast forward the next day, I went in. No, hold on. So I got my pre-op done like the day of my surgery. So let me try to remember. So I got all my testing done on a Sunday. I had not met my doctor. I had just got all my blood work done, like at like different places. And I passed everything. I got all my records. And then the next day, on Monday, I went in to see my doctor. And that's when I got my pre-op done, filled out all my paperwork. I paid him. Take cash. They don't take card. They don't take anything. I would check with your doctors now, though. This was a year ago, so they could have upped their processes. But as far as I know, the doctors just take cash. And so that's something that your doctors will communicate with you, though, because they want their cash. And so I met up with him. He told me everything he was going to do. I told him everything that I wanted. And then he was like, all right, you're good to go. And I was like, holy shit, like, this is really freaking happening. Like, I'm really, like, gonna go upstairs. Like, he told me, like, all right, go upstairs, take all your stuff off. I'll meet you up there. And I was like, damn, like, my heart was just racing, like. Anyway, so I went up there. I took all my clothes off. I met up with him. He took all my pre-op pictures. And he's like, all right, just like lay on this bed, put on your little like hat thingy-majig. I don't know what they're called, whatever. But and then they just like came, like the nurses like came and like pulled my bed, and they put me in an elevator because it was like at a different like floor, the actual room where I was gonna get the surgery done. And I shit you not, you guys, like, all I remember is sitting this is kind of fucking sketchy, like, I'm not gonna lie, but all I remember is like sitting in or laying in the elevator on the bed. And she, like, injected me with something. I'm pretty sure it was an injection. Yo, I have really bad memory, so, like, sorry. But I think it was an injection of some sort. And I just remember, like, looking at the nurse, and that's the last thing I remember. I passed out. And, like, I woke up a couple times during the surgery. I couldn't feel anything. And I did hear that a lot of people do wake up during surgery. And I just remember, like, I opened my eyes a little bit and I saw the nurse and I asked her how it was going. She's like, just go to bed, just go to sleep, just go to sleep. And that's like literally all that happened. Like, it was just a couple seconds. I didn't feel anything. Like, I just like saw the nurse, and then that's all that happened, you guys. So it's not like you guys will hear, oh, like people wake up during the surgery. It's really not that serious. Like, it happens all the time. You don't feel anything. Like, it's not that serious. And so that happened. And then I remember I woke up in my room. Like, they had like put me in my room by the time I woke up. And I just like remember them like fixing all my stuff, like getting me settled in my bed, like fixing my blanket. My doctor like came in and checked on me, told me I did really well, like everything turned out great. You guys, the first night, like, please just be mentally ready for the first night. Like, shit is no joke. I was crying, and I shit you not, you guys, I don't cry. Like, I hate crying. I don't like crying in front of people, but I was bawling my eyes out, like, for a few hours, because shit hurts. And, like, You guys, I highly recommend um taking like tramadols or Norcos from the US, because their pain pills did not touch me at all. And my doctor had also, geez, you guys, I'm sorry, I look like crap. My doctor had told me that my muscles, so when you get your tummy tuck done, you're like, your muscles are all like goofed up. So like usually doctors like go in and check that. Like I guess that's what a tummy tuck is, like the muscle repair. And mine were so bad, like mine were really, really separated. And so he said I was going to be in extra pain because he had tied, like, because mine were so separated, he had to tie mine like extra tight. And I was going to be in more pain than usual people. And so I don't know if it's because of that, but like honestly, like those pain pills were not doing anything at all. So I actually paid an extra $200 for morphine. They give it to you in a little bag, and it's like liquid morphine, and it's in an IV. And so that really helped. But you're still gonna be in pain. Like, you guys, tummy tucks are no joke. Like, I can't stress that enough. I had never had a C-section. I'm 3 kids deep. I've never had a C-section, but I heard that it's similar to a C-section. Some people said it was even worse. So keep that in mind. Post-op was fine. I stayed at the recovery house for an additional 12 days. Super boring. I highly recommend bringing your laptops, books, whatever extra stuff that you like to do. Please, please bring it. As far as the recovery house, they were pretty attentive. They did lose my laundry a few times, so that really pissed me off. But other than that, they were fine. I would grade them probably a B. What else? Post-op, like I said, post-op was fine. You guys, I got burnt. So while I was there, I was really well taken care of. My massages were actually at my doctor's office, so I had to leave like mostly every day, or at least every other day, to get my surgery, not my surgery, what the hell, my massages and like my checkups. Massages are amazing. For the people that say they're very painful, I don't know who freaking massaged your ass, but my massages were heaven. Like, I looked forward to them every single day. They were amazing. And of course, everybody's body reacts differently. So I don't know, maybe they will be painful to you, and sometimes they're not painful to a lot of people. So it just really depends. You guys, don't just go off of what everybody says as far as their experience, because everybody's body is different. Everybody's going to react differently. You guys, the faja burnt me. So when I came home, I stopped wearing my tank top. And please don't do that. Like, don't not wear your tank top under your faja. That shit will burn you. I got burns. Mine weren't bad. Thank God. But like, it burnt me, and now I have scars by my belly button. So don't do what I did. Wear your tank tops under your faja. Wear your faja every day. Just take care of yourself. Take care of your post-op care like it's a baby. Like, they don't just tell you to do this stuff because just so you do it. Like, they're telling you to do this stuff for a reason. Like, wear that freaking cotton ball in your belly button. Clean your belly button after the showers. Like, just take care of yourself. And your doctor will give you specific instructions. So go off what your doctor says. Don't go off what everybody else says. The day that I left, I actually met up with my doctor, and he sat me down. He went over everything. Like, he checked me before I left to clear me. Which is also great about Dr. Valerio. Takes very, very, like, he will make sure that he checks you physically before he lets you leave the country. If he sees something that he does not like, he will keep you in the country until he fixes or until whatever needs fixed on that incision or whatever, until that's fixed, he will not let you leave. So, with that being said, take care of yourself if you want to leave the country on time. That's all I'm going to say. What else? So, yeah, everything went great. Wear that faja, wear your tank top, just do your post-op stuff. And you'll be good to go. I love my results. Like I said, I got a tummy tuck, BBL, and lipo. And I absolutely love my results. You guys, my stomach was so messed up. I know I'm only 24, but I have 3 kids. And I had so much loose skin. I had no ass. I had no hips. And now I have all of that thanks to him. I'm only going for round 2 because I want a bigger butt, and I want my boobs done. So that's why I'm doing round 2. It's not because he messed up, or it's not because any of that. Dr.Ulario did very well on my body. I highly recommend him. I hope that you guys have questions. You guys, like, if you guys have questions and you want me to make a video, let me know, because I will make a video. Like, I'm very happy to share my experience with you guys. I've shared my story so many times to so many different people that I figured, why not just make a video so that I don't have to share my story 101 times. But if you guys have, if I missed something, like, there's so much to it. I'm sure I missed a lot. Like, this video is so long because I feel like I've been dragging on, but it's because there's so much to it. And I know that I missed, like, a few things, like, so please let me know if you guys want to know more, and I'm happy to share with you guys. Like, even if you guys just want to DM me, I wish I could have had a resource like this before I went, because I really had to rely on, like, the people that were there. And yeah, that's cool and all. However, I wish I would have known the stuff that I found out when I got there, like, before I went, so, like, I could have felt more comfortable. So please, like, reach out if you guys need to. I'm happy to just like make another video for the things that I missed, if you guys, like, give me a list of everything that I missed, or I'm happy to just, like, send you guys a message, like, whatever you guys need. So yeah, let me know. I hope you guys all got somewhat of information out of this video, and I hope that this video made you guys feel a little more comfortable about your decision, or whether you want to do it or not. So I hope this helped. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.